Kayena vacha chittena pramadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tata kata kayena vacha chittena pramadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pramadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pramadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sa namo tassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Abramacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Sura Meraya Majapamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Nacha Gita Vadita Visukadasana Malaganda Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Uchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Idang me silang Magapala Jnanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Sa. All right. We're going to start off with normal guided metta. We're going to start off with Maranasati, contemplation on death. Now here, before we start on this Maranasati, Now, last week I mentioned that this Maranasati is to help us to arouse the sense of urgency, to see that death is part of, to help us so that we can arouse some effort and energy. If somehow, if you do it, then there's fear arises towards death, then it's not right anymore. It's something you get you get swayed off already. Yeah. All right. Let us start. Now let us sit here. Relax the body. Keep the mind open, calm and peaceful. Being here, being present. Be relaxed on the body from top of the head. Slowly relax. Relax the forehead, relax the face. Relax the chest and stomach area, back, spine, buttocks and the hips. Relax the thighs, relax the knees. Relax the calf, ankles, soles, toes. So relax the body, keep the mind open, calm, and mindful. I do not know when death will come. I'm sure that death will come. When it will come, I do not know. How it will come, I too do not know. I'm sure that it will come. It will come like a thief in the night, rob us of all, of everything, rob us from our wealth, rob us from our health, rob us from our life. So today I make the effort. So today I make the effort to do all the wholesome, whatever wholesome deeds, wholesome actions, wholesome speech, as best as possible, all the unwholesomeness, as best as possible, before death comes to take everything away. Life is uncertain. Death is certain. I do not know when death will come or how it will come. I'm certain that it will finally, it will come. So today I make the utmost effort to develop the mind, to develop my wholesomeness, and to prevent and abandon all the unwholesomeness before death takes everything away. All of us here, all sentient beings, surely will meet with death. When it will come, how it will come, they too do not know. But it will sure to come. all our loved ones, whoever they are, all of them, life is uncertain. Death is certain. How it will come, how death will come, they too do not know. When it will come, they too do not know. But death was sure to come. When death comes, it robs everything. Robs your wealth, robs your health, robs your fame, robs your life. So when death comes, nobody can escape. With this, I make the utmost effort. I arouse the sense of urgency. To develop my mind, to progress as far as I can go before death takes everything away. I will develop the wholesomeness and abandon all the unwholesomeness. Before death takes everything away. Life is uncertain. Death is certain. Life is uncertain. Death is certain. Now we relax back. Relax the mind again. Come back to the present mind and body. Rise and fall of the abdomen. Then we slowly open our eyes. Tonight we start with test run first. And you'll see how y'all take it. And also sometimes you do it too strongly. It can become the mind can be too energetic. Now, too energetic is good for sloth and torpor. So we'll just continue with that. Last week, on Friday, since those of you just came on Saturday, so we'll be talking about Viriya as a factor of enlightenment. Yeah. There are three types of Viriya. The initial type of Viriya, the step-up effort, and the sustaining effort or persevering effort. When we start off with this meditation, and begin with this meditation, then you do not have much of your mindfulness or concentration or precision of noticing. Weak during that time. So we do walk, sit, walk, sit, walk, sit, walk, sit. Try to be precise, try to note it moment after moment. Our daily activities, biting, chewing, being mindful of turning on the tap, open the door, closing a door. Try to be mindful of all these small little things. Then we push our mindfulness a little bit and little bit. So we make the effort to arouse that mindfulness. So we do that again and again to stir it up until we come to a certain level when the mind is become more clearer, where the drowsiness, the thinking mind become less. Then also, when we have to deal with our sloth and torpor or your hindrances, other hindrances, then you got to step up that effort also. Now, that type of effort, you have to go sometime face to face with your hindrances. And one of the thing that we have been discussing is how to face the sloth and torpor in the right manner and to use it as a vipassana object rather than just waiting for it to go. So we have to stir it up. We have to stir up the mind, pay attention to it, see what they are going, what is the state of this sloth and torpor. Then the third type of viriya. The third type of viriya is the viriya that you keep persevering. When things are clear, things are continuous, you keep it continuous, you keep noting and noting and noting. This is the type of effort that you are supposed to keep going. But the thing is that this effort, again, as all our states of mind, they are not permanent, they are impermanent. Because sometimes the mindfulness will drop, clarity of the mind will drop. Sometimes while you're meditating clearly for a few days, then after that you'll be attacked by sloth and torpor again. Things are going well for a number of days, then suddenly one day be attacked by a lot of thinking, a lot of restless mind. So it become very difficult. At that time, we got to step up the effort again, just to note them, to see them as they are. During in the retreat also, sometimes within the retreat, like 2-3 weeks within the retreat, then as you meditate, suddenly everything just turned off. Like there's no current, no power. Everything just go off. No matter what you do, it just can't come up. So what do? You reset. Like, sometimes we deal with this computer go haywire. You don't know what is the screen doing already. So what do? Then you press the reset button or you turn it off and turn it on again. But the resetting over here, sometimes you have to let go of everything. Then you start off like when you are coming back in the first day like that. Just right step, left step, right step, left step, to rebalance the whole mind again. To rebalance it, start off with 0 again, because you have the skill. And it's quite easy actually to restart off all over again actually. It's not like you don't have the skill. It's the skill that is important, because this type of situation, it will happen to the yogi. So you restart up the mind again. You restart up the mind and you begin to, within a day or two, things become clearer and clearer and in more balanced manner. And that is very good. Now we go back to this sloth and torpor, because we haven't really finished since on Friday. Now in that sloth and torpor, as I mentioned, that when the sloth and torpor comes in, you have to be at least, there must be some 50% of the mindfulness is still intact in order to overcome it. If it comes in the first few days, like what you are going through now, is that the mind cannot take it. It's just the sloth and torpor will overwhelm you. But within like 2-3 weeks within the meditation, usually the sloth and torpor are still there, but mindfulness is also strong in a certain sense. In a sense that it doesn't fit all together, but you know that it's there. You know that sloth and torpor is coming in because it is a present object. So it comes in, you're aware of it. It comes in, as I said, have different grades, different characteristics of this sloth and torpor. Sometimes it can affect your noting mind. Yeah, your noting mind begin to dip, become to less power, or your clarity, basically all your alertness or your consciousness begin to blur. Yeah? Uh, So there are different shades of how they're going to come in. Yeah? It's for you to see it for yourself. And then with that, you must learn also to accept them, that they arises, because they will challenge you again and again. You thought that it's going away, but it's going to come back again. You thought that it's going away, but it's going to come back again. You sometimes get very frustrated. So you learn to be able to accept them. Mm. But accept them doesn't mean that you surrender. Accept them means that you don't overcome it with all the wrong mental states. You try to suppress it. You don't want it to come because all these things are behind it. It's aversion. Your aversion towards the sloth and torpor. And there's a dislike there, there's a frustration there. When the frustration is there, then it's very difficult for you to pay attention to any of your object really, not even your sloth and torpor. So you try not to suppress it. You allow it to arise, but your job is to pay attention to it. So you pay attention to it, see its characteristic. While you're noticing its characteristic, I said the overcoming of this sloth and torpor, the principal aspect is the effort. You make the effort. And how you make the effort? You note faster. You note faster. Sleepy, 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 drowsy, 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 drooping, 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 drooping. And at the same time, you see its characteristic. At the same time, you label it also. Labeling it also is another form of arousing the effort too. So with the fast noting, slightly faster noting, and also labeling, it arouses the effort. At the same time, you pay attention to its characteristic. So because you pay attention to its characteristic, then mindfulness arises. So together with the effort and mindfulness, then if your mindfulness is strong enough, then you overcome the sloth and torpor. It'll take you a while, yeah? It'll take you a while, not immediately. Sometimes if you go into further development, it can be quite fast. All you need to do is just pay attention to it. It stops there and then. But here, if your mindfulness is not strong enough, the progress is not deep enough, you pay attention to it, it's still hanging around. And sometimes it grows stronger. Now, if you cannot do that, then we pay attention using the sitting and touching. Sitting and touching is a very useful tool. If you're sleepy, then bring the attention down to the touching aspect. Not touching, touching, touching in a faster manner. Then at the same time, you pick up a characteristic or two. That is to say, you pick up hard or soft or warm or cold, whatever that is prominent. The moment you can able to pick up, then you move the mind to the next object. Like for example, the buttock sitting. If the buttock is clear, pay attention to it. Sitting, 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 sitting. Then pick up a sensation or two, then you move to another buttock, for example, and you come back again to touching and so on. Something like that. Until you notice that the mind becomes alert, becomes more clearer, drowsiness becomes less. Then there are also like that day also I mentioned about perception of light. Perception of light means you remind yourself about something very clear, something very bright, like you're looking at the sun, you're looking at the spotlight, or you're in a place where it's very, very bright and clear. Perception of it. It's a perception, it's a recalling. So until the sloth and torpor disappear, you drop the perception back again to rising, falling, sitting, touching. What else? I mentioned about walking meditation. Yes. Walking meditation, that is to say, you change your posture from your sitting to a walking. Some days you try this and that, you just cannot get rid of the sleepiness. It's just stubbornly hanging there. So what do? Sitting is not going to be effective anymore, and then get up and walk. I get out and walk and do mindful walking. Then that time we can do one phase. Take note of the secondary objects. Take note of the primary objects during the walking meditation. Secondary object. Take note of your upper aspect of the body. Take note of your hips. Take note of your knees, and so on. Then what else? I talk about it quite a lot. Remember. But there's another thing that I have not talked about it. What do you think? What makes you sleepy in the afternoon? Let's say lah. Because you eat too much. That is another big thing. That is another big thing that causes sleepiness. Nowadays, yeah, not only what you eat also is important. Not only you eat too much, what you eat also cause a lot of sleepiness also. Now here, sleepiness, here when we eat, we know that in the afternoon we have a long session to do. From 1 p.m. right up to, let's say like yesterday, there's no meditation, no Dhamma talk, all the way right down to 9 or 10 p.m. So we have a long session to go. Then here, because of that, and also we don't take any type of food. Sometimes yogis tend to eat more because they're afraid of hungry in the evening. So they take more this one. Usually food is one of the biggest thing. If you want to organize meditation retreat, it's always it's every day thinking about food only. The organizer, what to cook, who to cook, where to get. So a lot of thing is just only thinking about food and food and food, especially for the organizer. And that, is part of the whole thing to organize a retreat. Anyway, for the yogis, usually, first few days, let's say we start a retreat. First few days, normally there are more yogis tend to eat more. Yogis tend to eat more. After a number of days, when things are getting better, then yogis usually reduce a little bit. If everyone starts to reduce a little bit, then it's going to be quite a lot left over. Now, normally when your body get used to the breakfast and lunch that we go through, and there's no dinner, once your body going through it, normally you can take less food. Usually you begin to take less food because of the mindfulness begin to pick up also. Normally. So here, during the retreat, especially you come for those who are staying for the whole Vasa retreat, there will be days that you take less. But once in a while, sometimes you take more a little bit. So it's perfectly all right, it's perfectly all right. But you got to be careful. Just because that you take 1 or 2 days doesn't mean that you have to take every day that particular amount. You must learn how to feel your body. When you, especially for lunchtime, you got to learn to feel your body, how much that you agak-agak lah, roughly you can take, You must learn to feel your body. Not like not to say that yesterday and the day before. I mean, it's a judgment, but certain days you have to feel your body, yeah, and it's good. Then when you learn to feel your body, then that time you begin to know how much to take, and that's about it. Yeah, that is one thing. The next thing about food also. Now, since all of us here are Chinese, except one over here, the problem with Chinese is that when it comes to food, you must eat every single drop of rice. This is our mentality. Well, it's good in certain sense, but you got to be careful when you are a yogi. Yeah? Because sometimes with that, let's say you take your food, because you are buffet, right? You take out your food, everything is on your plate already. Then after that, you take 3/4 already. Ayo, full already. How? You still got 1/4 to go. How? Then with the Chinese mentality, you finish it, everything. That is where sometimes it gets into indigestion. It gets too much. And together with the age, as you begin to age, that also is another problem. Because the indigestion starts to slow down. And then here, food not finished, and then you muscle some more like this. You put everything inside. Then after that, the whole afternoon, because of indigestion, then 3 to 4 hours, you cannot meditate. Yeah. 3 4 hours, you cannot meditate. You can more like you just throw the mindfulness into the garbage. Now, if you cannot finish, usually it will not. Usually, it doesn't happen very often, but once in a while, so happen that if you cannot finish, then better to put all the food aside already. Whether you throw away, whether you have a collection or whatever, you put it a thing aside. Then better you safeguard your mindfulness for the afternoon. All right. We are not here to encourage you to throw away food, but there are days we overestimate ourselves once in a while. So you don't worry about whether the organizer looking at you or other people looking at you, you don't finish the food and so on, You must put it aside. Put it aside. As I said, to safeguard your clarity of your meditation in the afternoon. Yeah. Now, the type of food we eat also. So this time also, you also, as we grow older, then also we have to look into the type of food what we eat. For example, I was in Thailand. In Thailand, they give the rice is like sticky rice, khao niao, sticky rice. But it's not as sticky as Malaysian type of pulut, That one, if Malaysian type, you eat a little bit, you can forget about meditation in the afternoon. Very hard to digest for a lot of people. But even then, also, the one that in Thailand also is quite sticky. It's quite sticky. And then when you take that type of rice, if some of us can digest very well, then fine. And then it gives you energy throughout the whole day. But if you cannot really digest it, you're going to have a lot of indigestion. And that one, the sugar, your carbohydrates spike up quite high after the meal. And then it makes you, when the sugar spikes up, then it makes you very drowsy. So you got to be careful. So be careful of what the type of food that we eat. So this one is up to you. Finally, this one is finally up to you. We are not here on the food diet or whatever all these type of things. That one you know more better than me. So I'm saying that each and every one of us also have to be careful of what we eat. Now, another thing about food also is that when you come for a retreat, too bad sometimes as we grow older, diabetes become a common problem. And that when diabetes, if there's diabetes come in and it's a strong one, then it's going to be difficult for the organizers to prepare some food, that type of particular type of food for you. Not to say they don't want to, but sometimes whether it's going to be suitable or not for you, for your health. Sometimes also like you go to certain places. Certain places, whatever dish that they do, like they put sugar on it, especially Thailand also. Yeah, on the table there's always some sugar. You eat fried rice, sugar add some on. You eat char kway teow, sugar a lot. They love sugar a lot. Uh, Whereas you go to Burma, then it becomes very salty. There's a lot of salt. Then a lot of salty, a lot of spiciness, and a lot of don't know what. Now, if you cannot take those type of things, then it become a problem. If because of your health, even sometimes you tell them, "Oh, I have a high blood pressure. I couldn't take so much of salt." Yeah, they reduce the salt for you, but to you it's still salty because that much they put, let's say, so they reduce half for you, but your normal days you take a little bit like that only. So it's still a lot for you. Yeah. So different places, you got to be careful of what they are, this one. And also therefore, when it comes to health and food, so make sure that when you are not in the retreat, then try to take care of your health, try to take care of what you eat, in order not to go into all these type of diseases. So you have to restrain yourself if you want to practice for a long period, for a long time until old age and death. So you got to be careful. So because of this type of disease are quite common in our modern lifestyle, then we got to be careful. Mm. So when you are younger, uh, usually this type of food is not a problem. Usually, for most of them, usually not a problem. Whatever they give you, as long as you can eat, then fine. As you grow older, things can be quite different. So take note of that one too. Yeah. Now another thing, talking about food also. Yeah. Also, when you note your chewing, biting, swallowing, and until the sensation disappear. Let's say. Now, while you're doing it, while you're noticing the chewing, now if you chew for a longer period of time, longer than what you normally chew at home, because normally we at home when we makan, when we eat, we don't really go and note how we chew. We note we don't know. We know what we eat, whether it's chicken or rice or this or that, right? And here, what is important also is that chewing, biting, tasting, and so on. because these are present phenomena that is connected to your to your eating process right now. Yeah? Take your time to chew. You chew a little bit longer, whether you realize it or not. You feel that you feel full already after a while. Yeah, it doesn't. How do I put it? If you chew a bit longer, you swallow it after that. It's easier for you to feel full. Yeah, actually, it's easier for you to feel full. Yeah, somehow. Take note and see. These are small little things. Perhaps you have to pay attention to all these type of things, become more sensitive to how your body is responding to food and all that, those things. Yeah. Yeah. So you bite, you chew, sit there a bit longer, doesn't matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. What else? So you take note of your food that you eat. Pay attention to eat. Don't eat too much. Eat what is appropriate for you. And you learn to chew, to be mindful. Those things are the most important one, to be mindful. To be mindful of how you eat, biting, chewing, and so on. That is can give rise to a lot of mindfulness. So pay attention to how we take note of it. Yeah. Let's put this thing aside. So that one is helpful to reduce the sloth and torpor. Now, another thing on sloth and torpor also is that if worse come to worse, your body is so tired. You cannot do anything. Walk also sleepy. Sit also sleepy. So what do? There's only one logical conclusion only. Yeah. You have to find, sometimes there are days you will be totally tired. There are days you'll be very tired. So tired that you have to lie down. Now, there are also rules how we lie down. Not just lying down in that way. During in the retreat. Let's say after your lunch, if you want to take a nap, then it's perfectly fine with me. With me. But I cannot say it for other teachers. Other teachers, no nap. You only sleep at 10 o'clock, you wake up like 4 o'clock in the morning. No in between. I'm quite kind already. But again, it's not that because of that. Because of sometimes when the yogis come into meditation, they come in with different ages of yogis. As you grow older, somehow or another, in the afternoon, you just need that little nap. Then only the whole mind changes. And I noticed that a lot of old people, especially like in the 60s or 70s, in the afternoon, they just need a little bit of nap. After that, they're fine. You give them like half an hour or 45 minutes, and well and good. Yeah. Yeah. Some of you may not need to. If you don't need to, then well, it's perfectly okay. But some people, the metabolism of the body is maybe different. So I do allow. Even sometimes I notice that if you wake up in the 4 o'clock in the morning and then you meditate until like 12 o'clock, until 11 o'clock, lunch, and then when you take a break in the afternoon, just a short break, half an hour, take a nap. Whether you sleep or not, actually, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you completely rest the body and rest the mind. Not in the sense of sleep, but lie down. Don't let the mind run. Don't let the mind run. Stay lying down in a position that you are comfortable and then lie down in that sense, and then just be very softly, gently aware of the whole body. Yeah. Gently aware of the whole body, and just learn to feel it. Don't let the mind run here and there. So you will learn to do that. Sometimes the mind it drops into a bit of drowsiness and it sleeps. Sometimes it doesn't. Hmm? Sometimes all you need to do here is just to learn to rest. In the If you do yoga, that's called a dead man's posture. That man's posture. But this one, if you put on that posture or you're on your side, doesn't matter. What matters is you don't keep turning around. Just stay there. Just stay there at one posture for half an hour. Then close your eyes. And be mindful. So some people, some yogis are more idealistic of how they lie down. They lie down like the Buddha lie down. They put their this one there. Yeah. They don't put their leg down, they put the leg together. I know, like you see like reclining Buddha, they put the leg together like that. There are people like that. More if they want, if they're comfortable, by all means go ahead. It doesn't matter. As long as the time's up, get up and then with this one. So so the whole purpose of lying down is not for the purpose of just being lazy, but it's the purpose of just to relax the body. And normally when we notice that when you're able to relax the body, sometimes you regenerate the whole bodily energy for the afternoon walking and sitting until the evening. And then after that, the body ties again. Then after that, you rest for the night. Now, in the night also, the same thing. Sometimes when we meditate until evening, like 8 or 9, then the mind is still very alert and you go back to sleep. You cannot, like, the mind just cannot shut down. Now, again, you try this method. Again, lie down. You cannot sleep, it's okay, but don't let the mind runs into restlessness. That means it runs into what I'm going to do tomorrow, what I'm going to, or if I don't sleep tonight, I'm going to be very tired tomorrow, and so on, and keep on planning and thinking and we're going back. And all this type of restlessness is the one that is going to make you very tired tomorrow. So all you need to do again here at night, if you cannot sleep, lie down and then close your eyes. Just be softly, gently, bring the mind back to the body. But don't pay thorough attention. It's just a soft mindfulness, a soft presence of mind. It runs just back here. No noting, no noting of hard or soft or warm or cold or how they change. Don't do that. If you do that, then the whole night you don't need to sleep. So you want to rest. I know you want to rest, but so if you cannot sleep, this is how we begin to tone down the effort. Tone down the effort, but don't let the mind goes into all the other restlessness. So just tone down the effort. Just rest. If a whole night you cannot sleep until the next day, then when the mind doesn't go into thinking, then the next day actually you still can meditate. The body is rested. The body is rested. It's a good rest. So sometimes when you're in a retreat, these things happen to most of us. So this is a little trick that I learned. Just don't let the mind runs. It's a discipline actually. It's a discipline. Now in the afternoon nap, in the afternoon nap, as I said, if you happen to sleep, then rest. But then you have to wake up by a certain time. By a certain time. Let's say over here, like half an hour. Sometimes once in a while, like 40 minutes or so. As long as you By 1 o'clock, you come out, then you start walking or start sitting, then it's fine with me. Yeah. Yeah. During in the Buddha's time, they don't have 20 minutes, ka half an hour, right? Their measuring of time is this. For the monk's hair to dry, that is your time to sleep, to rest. How long does a monk's hair to dry? When it's wet. Uh, how long does it take for my hair to dry? Now it's not so long. Uh, so that one maybe like 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or so. Uh, so it's about 20 minutes of half an hour. So if you sleep too much in the evening, in the afternoon, then after that you become very drowsy again. Then the whole body, everything got to restart. So again here, you got to take note of every small little thing that you do. You take a nap, pay attention to how you nap. What is the purpose that you nap? What is the purpose of everything that we do over here? Small little things, right? We don't consider those things, these things when we are out there. It's only this time you got to see for yourself. Some days you need it, some days you don't need it. So it's perfectly okay. Yeah. So then it helps to all these small little things, it helps to slowly and slowly give you the better condition for you to practice or better support for you to practice. Uh, So this is on the sloth and topper. So we're still in the topic of effort. Now we change to another topic, on effort also. And this one is still, you need a lot of effort. When you are dealing with pain, unpleasant bodily feelings, you need a lot of mental effort. We'll talk about these unpleasant feelings and how the effort is being truly needed in the meditation. Because without this effort, you cannot last your 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 with your pain. You can learn all about your patient and be patient, tolerate. Your whole life you can learn how to do that. But when pain comes, you can't even sit. And all your patient, conceptual patient, you just throw it outside. Yeah. You can talk about it, about patient and patient and patient. But if you don't have the effort, then you cannot last with the you cannot withstand the pain. So, in other words, effort. In another word, it's patience, tolerance. Is in another word. Uh, so we know that in the beginning of our practice, that means if you are totally a beginner, yeah, and you try to meditate, walk, sit, follow the instruction of the teachers, walking, sitting again and again, you'll come to know that there'll be a lot of pain in the meditation. You'll come to know there's a lot of pain in the meditation, especially the bodily pain. We keep the mental unpleasant feelings aside first, because that is another area we also need a lot of effort. But this time, we need also some degree of calmness and concentration and equanimity too. But in the bodily feelings, then of course those things you need. But here, the first thing what we need is the mental effort. Yeah. Now, before we talk about all this pain, about this bodily pain, bodily unpleasant feelings, although it's mentioned by the Buddha in the Satipatthana and many places in the Sutta, nowadays, before the yogi even start meditating, I heard, meditating, there are talks. by monks, that they said that after all, your life is full of suffering already. Why come to the retreat and suffer more with all this pain here and there? Why? Why so foolish to do that? Yeah. That's what is being mentioned in a Dhamma talk, some Dhamma talks nowadays by quite by popular monks or popular teachers. Why come to a retreat when there's so much pain? After all, you have so much pain already in life. Not enough dukkha, man. Life. Then after that, a lot of devotees will think, yeah, but I mean, after all, life is so much dukkha already. So when you come to a retreat, everything must be calm and peaceful and nice. Then you overcome the dukkha, though. Oh, to a lot of people, oh yeah, logical, ma. Yeah, quite logical. Logical is one thing, ignorance is another thing. Big ignorance here. Uh, so a lot of devotees, Buddhist devotees, fall into this type of trap. So before they come to meditation, they already stop the mind from looking into any form of dukkha already. Before they already stop the mind. So any form of meditation that comes with pain, no thank you. Bye bye. No, you can seek for something very much more easier to develop. So, so right in the beginning, before even they start meditation, they already stop the whole mind already. Other words, this is a wrong thinking, or even it goes into a wrong view already. It goes into a wrong view, and they don't realize it yet. And so too bad that sometimes monks also mention it in this way. What to do? But these are reality. The pain, the bodily sensation are reality. You cannot run away from it. In Vipassana, you have to see them as they are, not what you want and what you don't want. A lot of us, when we do meditation, we don't realize it that a lot of times we want something and we don't want something. We want certain things to happen in certain ways. We don't want certain things to happen in certain ways, or the way that we want to do. Sometimes some people rising, falling, it goes up and down. Cannot they push it back to rise to forward and backward again? It goes up and down again. Cannot push it back forward and because they want things to happen their way, whereas the reality trying to show you another way already is happening. But you think that you're smarter than reality, you think that you are more intelligent than reality, then you want things your way. Other words, ignorance. You're just deluded. Moha is just right in front of you. We think that we are smart, but just moha. Yeah? So here when it comes to pain, the wrong perception is a very strong aspect of a yogi. Even you know that you're supposed to pay attention to it, but there are also at times this type of wrong perception comes up during with the meditation. You note the pain. You not the pain, not the pain, not the pain. How come the pain is still there? Not the pain. I thought that 2 or 3 sittings ago, I note a few times already, pain gone already. How come this time I note the pain, not the pain, not the pain? The pain is still not going anywhere yet. How come it doesn't disappear yet? Again, you want things your way, ma. You already these things already like wrong perception about the pain. Your ulterior motive, you don't see what is going on with your heart. You just don't want that unpleasant feelings to be around. You just thought that by noting them, you will stop the painful sensation. But that is actually, you start off with a wrong attitude already of the mind, your wrong perception of the mind already. Yeah? Uh, if this thing happen and you don't change it, every time the yogi expectation is not pain gone, not pain gone, not pain gone, as if like as if like something you can hit on it and then that's it, all the pain disappear. So you don't realize that there's a wrong attitude, there's a wrong perception that you're still holding on into it. Uh, Noting the pain is not to make it go away. Sometimes you note a few times, it go away on its own. Then fine. But don't think of it like it's going to happen every sitting. It's not going to happen every sitting, like every time you just alert a few times, it's going to go away. It's just happened that 2 or 3 sittings ago. It happened that way only. Doesn't mean that every sitting is going to be like that. Uh, uh, so don't go and, go and attach to the whole thing there, because here at the present you try to note it and you want to go make it go away. That means your aversion behind it is already there. Your dislike towards the pain is already there. You don't want the pain to be there already. So noting is not for this purpose. So this is one thing. Another thing, a wrong perception of how a yogi take up pain is that sometimes some yogis, when they take up unpleasant feelings, it's like they are drilling into it, drilling the mind into it. So let's say the pain is there already. It's clear, you notice it's pulling, its tension is going on. But every time they meditate, they're going to look for something like a core inside there, because they are taught to do that. Some yogis I've heard, every pain that comes in, they think that every pain must have a core inside. So they go like go until the whole mind becomes so tense up. It's so tense up because they keep looking for it, and they couldn't find any core. They thought that sometimes some yogis thought that there must be a core. With that core, then the pain spread everywhere. No, sometimes it happened truly in that way. Once in a while, there's a pain somewhere, like your fried egg, like that. Like your sunny side up egg. There's something in the middle, then it spread out to the side there, the pain. Yes, sometimes it happen like that, but not every pain is going to be like that. Not every pain is like this, in this way. Some pain there's no cause. Some pain is just one big stretch, something one big thing. Sometimes certain pain is just one pointed only, and there's nowhere pain already. So you must learn to see them as they are, not as what you think it should be. Again, all these things, if you don't change that perception is the one that is going to prevent you from going into a little bit more clearer about the pain. It's just that tiny little perception only. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah. So this is one thing. This is one thing. There's another type of yogi. Once in a while or so, they don't really pay attention to the pain, but they can sit with the pain. Yeah, they can sit with the pain. They just they bite their teeth, whether you see them or not, but they're not really paying attention to the pain. They just grit their teeth and then they just Bande say tolerate ma, but tolerate lo. That is not the type of toleration that we want. That's not the type of toleration that when you tolerate the pain. We also want you to see what happened and what is the changing of the pain is like. Does it getting more? What type of pain is this? Is this move here, move there? What does it doing inside there? And that is the thing that we want to see, not just tolerate and be patient with the pain only. If you are patient with the pain, even you can sit there for 2 hours with all kinds of pain is there, and you just this one, you're going to end up with a lot of physical problem. I mean, real physical pain already. You get up, huh? You normally meditation. We get up, the pain. Oh, we shake the leg a little bit, shake the bum a little bit, tui. Oh, pain all gone. Then you can walk. Okay, it doesn't. You don't carry it to your sitting. But some people just tolerate the pain so strongly without paying attention to it, then sometimes they sit for so long, 2 hours, 3 hours with that. So they end up with a lot of physical problem. I say physical problem, that means whether they walk, sit, sleep, next day, the same problem. So don't end up with that. Some yogis, they are stubborn, they do that instead of coming, going back with more mindfulness, they're going back with a lot of extra dukkha. Uh, so don't do that. So, so we are here is not just to tolerate the pain. We need to tolerate the pain, yes, but the toleration is a basis for the purpose of scrutinizing and seeing the true nature of the pain as they are. But we need that toleration. That one is we're going to talk about it also. Because the scrutinizing one, we talk about it in the investigation of Dhamma. So this one also we need to. So I said before we talk about, so I said just now, the wrong perception, the wrong attitude of a yogi, the wrong attitude of a yogi is that they, before they note the pain, they already have a wrong perception that you note the pain, you want the pain to go away. You want to note the pain, you want to drill into it. You want to note the pain, you want to make the pain explode or whatever. You want to note the pain because you just want to tolerate the pain. Yeah, after that you feel good, you feel triumph that you can sit for 1 hour or 2 hours. So these are the few perception. You got to look for yourself. What are the wrong perception that we have? Another oh yeah, yes, there's another one. There's another type of yogi who take up the pain. This one, when they note the pain, they look far away. You see, the attitude is that sometimes they're afraid of the pain. Mentally, they already fear the pain already. Because perhaps past sittings or past retreat, they have already have a bad memory and bad history with pain. They can't take it. So when they come to this retreat, let's say, they'll take note of the pain, but they're far away. Because they know that when they look far away, they're not so painful. The pain is quite, it's there only. Yeah, you kind of like, the mind become too relaxed on it, then not so much pain. The pain that y'all go through, if you are doing it meditation properly, like if that those you are going through it, noticing it, it's because of your mindfulness and your clarity of your mind. Because of the clarity of your mind, the pain becomes clear. In other words, the pain becomes painful. I mentioned last 2 weeks ago about mindfulness. When the mindfulness arises, becomes strong and clear, all its job is to go face to face with the object. Its job is go near to an object. So when it goes near to an object tends to become like XL, to become big, so that you can able to see what is going on inside the nature of the object. So if pain is an object, so too when the mindfulness arises, pain also feels stronger and more excruciating. It feels really painful. Okay, so because of that, sometimes certain yogis tend to go far away from it because of fear. Uh, then after that, pain slowly subsides. Okay, go back to rising and falling again. Very clearly, pain 来了. You cannot do that. No, you cannot do that. There are people like that. There are once in a while, the way that they report now, of course they don't say far, far away, lah, but I already know how to catch them already. Ah, again, this is a wrong understanding or wrong perception about it. No? Okay. Now, we're going to talk about this pain, say tomorrow. We're going to talk about it tomorrow, same time. Okay, we'll stop here for tonight. Okay, share merits. Idang bimbawang. Okay, share merits. Pachayo. Hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of Nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang. We share these merits with all beings of us. Sukhi hontu. Happy. May they rejoice in